Well, first of all, I'm honored to be here and congratulate DART on its 40th anniversary. My journey starts even before DART started. The mayors of Fort Worth and Dallas asked me to champion and chair the Lone Star Transit campaign. This was a 5-county effort to create transit in the greater Dallas-Fort Worth area. This was 6 weeks only remaining in that thing, and basically the plan that they had developed was a trust me plan. It did not have any specifics. You may surmise that the results were not great. And so on August the 3rd, 1983, I stepped before a bank of cameras and accepted defeat for the Lone Star Transit. That night I went home, couldn't sleep, and so I spent the whole night laying out an action plan to try to bring transit back to the area. A couple of things that came to mind quickly. One, talk to the folks that had opposed the Lone Star and see if they would join a unified effort. They did. Number two is go to Austin and amend the legislation that was enabling the counties to have this election itself. What we did was a couple of things. One, there was a flaw in the enabling legislation, which meant that the transit agency could condemn land in a particular city without that city's approval. So we changed that to require a city's approval. But secondly, and most importantly, none of the cities, including Dallas, had to commit to holding an election in their jurisdiction. So we got that changed so that before going in and before facing the people, you had a number of the political leaders that were there with you, helping you campaign. So we started an effort and created what we call the Transportation Task Force. We recruited individuals from each of the single-member districts of Dallas and about 22 suburbs. Now keep in mind that first you had to sell them to bring transit back after this massive defeat. So that was the first thing that was done. The second thing was to assemble a cadre of business, local grassroots individuals, and politicians from each and every suburb and each single-member district to help champion the cause and provide input. So for example, Mayor Florence Shapiro in Plano took the leadership of the Plano Transportation Task Force, and Mrs. Elsie Faye Higgins did the same in her district, number 6 in Dallas. It was a great enterprise because we spent a lot of time in trying to recruit volunteers to help across the area. And I talked informally with Mayor Bob Boland of Fort Worth, and we had determined that we should decouple the two great cities, and that Dallas area would go first and with a transit election, and then if that was successful, then Fort Worth would do the same. And that's exactly what happened. In 1983, DART passed. In 1985, the T in Fort Worth passed.